So recently, I think 2 or 3 days ago, President Goodluck Jonathan, while delivering the Democracy Day speech, made a profound statement. And he said that if elections in Nigeria were free and fair, then people will not have reason to go to court. Election petition courts will be empty if elections in Nigeria were to be free and fair. And Goodluck Jonathan is someone who had served Nigeria as president, at least for 5 years in power. He had also served as deputy governor of Bayelsa State. He was deputy to Alamesia. And when DSP Alamesia was removed from office following the scandal that he had in London, Goodluck Jonathan became the substantive governor of Bayelsa State. And he served there, completed the term, and then went for a second term, and then served Nigeria as vice president, and later served Nigeria as president. So Jonathan can be said to be someone who has seen it all about Nigeria. Jonathan can write the history of Nigeria, the ancient history of Nigeria, the contemporary history of Nigeria, and even the very recent history of Nigeria. He's someone that speaks from a position of authority. And what former President Goodluck Jonathan has said is, see, if we have free and fair elections in Nigeria, then the election petition tribunals will be empty. Do you agree with him? I totally agree with Goodluck Jonathan. I have participated actively in election petition matters on a number of occasions in Nigeria. I've represented clients. I've appeared for the petitioners in some cases. I've also appeared for the respondents, okay, those that won the election. And I can say that Goodluck Jonathan is saying nothing but the truth. If elections were free and fair in Nigeria, INEC conducts election in a very free and fair manner. It's a very transparent manner in such a way that it is conducted in other countries of the world, then certainly, why would people go to court? Certainly the election petition courts will be empty because the process will be seen to be transparent. I'll give you an instance. In the Nigerian Bar Association where I belong, elections are conducted electronically. In not long from now, I think by next month, before the annual general conference, we're going to have election for the new executives of the Nigerian Bar Association at the national level. So we're going to elect who becomes the president, the vice president, and all other offices. I'm going to vote, and the election will be done electronically. It's just that I'm not going to vote for the office of president because the two presidents that have, the current president of the bar has not impressed me. I'm sorry, but it hasn't impressed me. Imagine when government is being sued and the president of the bar goes to court to ask for withdrawal of the suit against government. So who is he working for? Is he working for the bar or working for the government? But that's a discussion for another day. What I'm basically saying is that after the election that we do electronically, people hardly go to courts. The contestants at the National Bar Association election, they hardly go to court because it was done electronically. Everybody saw what went on. Everybody, like 90% of the people, almost accept the process and say, well, it was fair and fair, and then we move on. Okay? So I think that if Nigeria were to have the same kind of process, a transparent electoral process, I am very sure, and I agree with Goodluck Jonathan, that election petition tribunals will not have cases to treat. In the last couple of years that I have participated at the tribunal, I've done tribunal up to the Supreme Court. I have seen that the bulk of judicial time of this country is usually taken over by the election petition tribunals because judges will be recruited from all over the country and sent across. Those judges will leave their courts to come and adjudicate election matters. Hundreds and thousands of cases are filed after every election. Why? Because, like Jonathan has said, the electoral process is not transparent. Everybody has reason. Most people have reason to disagree with the electoral process. And that has been the reason why Nigerian courts, the tribunals, become congested after every election cycle as a result of disagreements by contestants of the election, non-transparency of the process. So what do I suggest? Like Jonathan has said, let us have free and fair election across the country at every electoral season. When we have free and fair election, and why is Nigeria not doing electronic voting? Why are we still doing too much of paperwork? Let us do electronic voting and reduce the paperwork so that we can have more transparency, and at the end, anybody who wins is celebrated. Anybody who loses will understand that he did his best, but the electorate refused to have him as a winner. But as the electoral process was clear, was free and fair, and everybody could see through. I totally agree with former President Goodluck Jonathan. Let me also have your take at the comment section. Do you agree with him? Do you think he's making sense at all? Do you think he's not making sense? Do you think we just have to continue the way we've been doing, as usual? Nothing should be done, no reform to the electoral system. My own take is that we need reforms. My own take is that if we have electoral process that is free and fair, like Goodluck Jonathan has stated, I am very sure that we're going to have it right. And a lot of persons will refuse to go to court and would rather congratulate the winners and then go home to prepare for another day. The way it's done in America, how many people go to America after every election? Very few number of people. In other instances, they don't even go to court. Always my pleasure to know that you stop by from time to time to watch this channel. Subscribe, follow the page, share the page, make your comments. Let's make it engaging so that we can continue to spend time every time and then discuss one or two things. I just returned from work, and it's always my pleasure to just spend a minute or two to have a conversation with you, precious people